is that you use professional sales staff that are professionally trained by professional sales managers and managed daily by professional sales managers. The most important elements here at Westwood is that we recruit the absolute best staff. We give them a huge amount of sales training. It's ongoing, and we make sure that those staff are motivated, well rewarded. A couple of points. When we choose staff, we make sure that they have to fit in with the other staff that are there. Some of our big clubs will have teams of 5 and 6 sales staff. The smaller ones might only have 3 sales staff. It's paramount that they fit in with the other sales staff because if they're going to be there for 2, 3, 4 years, they have to work as part of a team. But to make them successful, the golden rule for us is that we provide all the training. Before they even start working in the sales department, they get 3, 4, 5 days sales training, and that's before they even do their first sales presentation. Within 4 or 5 weeks, they're back in for sales training again, and they would go over that sales process again. And as long as they're with the company, they're getting training maybe every 2 months. That might be a full day on building rapport, it might be a full day on doing a needs analysis, it might be role play, but it's consistent, regular, ongoing sales training. Many of our sales staff we would have with us for years, and we encourage them to train the newer sales staff. But again, it's one of the things that we would look for in sales staff is it's very, very important that they've got good fitness knowledge. And the other thing that we would look for is that they understand, for the success of the sales department, that that salesperson or that sales staff has to understand that there is a sales system. And their success really depends on their willingness to understand that it is a system, and they must commit to learning that system. If they commit to learning the system, they're going to be very successful. If they come in and sometimes feel, I can do it my way, generally our experience has been that they don't succeed. The vast majority of our top salespeople are the people who realise very, very quickly that it is a sales system, and if they learn that sales system, implement that sales system, they will be hugely successful. The other thing in the sales department, if we have 4 or 5 sales staff, there's always one of those who is really a mentor to the other sales staff. So we would have in one club a sales guy who's selling 80, 90 memberships every single month. We create a situation where the newer sales staff aspire to being him, look up to him or her, whoever it is, and learn from that person. So very much they work together, they learn from each other, and we provide the sales training on an ongoing basis. Our success in the sales department depends 100% on us recruiting the right people and providing the training so that they maximise their potential in the sales department. When it comes to recruiting the sales staff, generally the process we would go through is the sales manager in each club does the initial interviews and goes through all the different interviewees and looks for certain traits. That would be narrowed down to maybe 2 or 3 salespeople, and I would do the final interviews. Generally, and I'll try and keep it simple, the traits that I'm looking for in a salesperson. One, I'm not necessarily looking for somebody who already has sales experience. My experience has been that a lot of people who say they've had sales experience haven't really, and if they had, they've developed a lot of bad habits. So I like to get people young who are very keen to learn the business, who are very keen to learn about business development in the fitness industry, and we let them know at the start you're going to learn a huge amount here for your career, whether you stay in the fitness industry or move forward. So we're looking for young people who are eager and keen to learn the system. And one of the things we look for in an interview above all else is, have we someone in front of us who would be committed to learning that system? We know there is a long learning curve. When you get a new person, it could be 3, 4, 5, 6 months before you get them to the level where you want them. So we don't want to waste 4 or 5, 6 months with somebody who's not committed to learning that system. If they are committed to learning the system, that's the number one thing. The second thing we look for absolutely is somebody with very, very good fitness knowledge. So we're looking for somebody that can tell somebody how to lose weight, how to get in shape, how to get fit. They can talk plainly about cardiovascular training, resistance training, nutrition, and they can show potential clients and potential members that we are the club where they are going to get the results that they want. So really, we do want people with very, very good fitness knowledge. They don't have to have great sales skills because we provide the training. And as I say, it's 4 or 5 days sales training before they even start. And if we can combine their fitness knowledge with the sales training we provide, they'll usually be very good. And absolutely, we look for that commitment and that enthusiasm to learn the system. We are looking for people young who've made that decision that they want to stay in the fitness industry or do well in the fitness industry. So we explain to them that sales is a very good way to move into management of the sales in the fitness industry. And secondly, we tell them openly in the interview, look, even if your goal is to own your own personal training studio, own a small fitness studio, own a chain of clubs, we will provide you with information that will last you for life. So that's what we're looking for in any of our potential salespeople. And really that's it. A lot of the salespeople have come through internally. They might be people who were in as fitness instructors maybe a year out of college, or swimming instructors, and are keen to move into the business development side. When I started in Westwood in 2005, one of the major challenges, one of the major obstacles was there was not really a sales and marketing culture per se. It was certainly given lip service, but there wasn't that strong sales culture that would have been needed to get the figures that we wanted to achieve. So the biggest challenge in the early days was creating a sales culture where sales and marketing became the number one function within the company. Westwood was an amazing company. Westwood had amazing facilities. It was a very strong brand in the market, probably one of the most respected brands in the country, and very much an aspirational brand. We were an expensive club, and people, aspired to be members of Westwood. But when it came to the daily sales management activities that are necessary to get the type of membership numbers that were required, that wasn't in place. So the number one thing was to create a sales culture where general managers and operations managers and everybody said yes, sales will be number one. The other big thing was they did not have professional trained sales staff. So the biggest challenge was creating sales teams in the club, and when we did that, and we did it very quickly, that had a massive impact in the first year or two. And literally within 2 or 3 months, when we put in professionally trained sales staff, figures started to go up 60 and 70% in new member sales. So really in that first year or two, there wasn't even that much of an emphasis on marketing. There wasn't much marketing activity. It was very much down to the professional sales training that we were providing for sales staff. And that was happening on a monthly basis. So we just made sure that every day the sales and marketing activities that needed to happen in the clubs each day were happening. So it was about putting in sales managers, sales staff, and professional sales training, and that really made the difference in the first year or two. How do I see the consumer changing in the next 5 to 10 years? I think where it will really change is that there will be more segments that will come into the market. You're always going to have the bodybuilder, the serious trainer, the regular trainer who's going to join clubs. They're there, and that's not going to change. They understand weight training, they understand cardiovascular training, they do it, they don't have a problem committing to that and doing that on a regular basis. Where I see a change in the next 5 to 10 years is more segments are going to come into the market, and certainly more from the deconditioned market. So you will have, and I often look at the fitness industry a little bit like education. There are people that enjoy studying and enjoy going to school and enjoy going to college because it's going to achieve something, and the rest of us do it because we have to. And I think the fitness industry will go like that. More and more people are going to realise that fitness is going to be like cleaning your teeth. It's going to have to be part of what you do every day to stay healthy. The challenges for the fitness industry would be is those type of people don't necessarily like exercise at the start. In fact, the vast majority probably don't like running on a treadmill or lifting weights. So the challenges for the fitness industry is to come up with new and more exciting and more enjoyable ways to get people to enjoy exercise, particularly in those first couple of months, so that it becomes part of their lifestyle and they do it on a regular basis. But the real challenges will be is, can we continue for the next few years to say, do the bench press machine, do the Thai curl, and expect those people to stay with us for the next few years? I think group exercise is going to be bigger than ever. In our clubs, you can go in on an evening, and there can be lines of treadmills, not busy, and they're empty. There's no queues. Yet you can be queuing to get into a fitness class. And in our group exercise classes, we hold 100 people in Les Mills, 100 people in spinning. A lot of those classes are full. You can't get into them. Yet the equipment on the gym floor can lie empty. So I think Definitely going forward, people are going to look for ways to make exercise more enjoyable. And I think from the industry's point of view, if you start with the premise that for the vast majority of people, that exercise is boring, is hard work, is tedious, is something that I have to do that I don't like doing, if we design our fitness systems and our clubs to cater to those people, I think we will be successful. I think also there's going to be a huge emphasis on exercising outside. Even in Ireland here, where we have dreadful weather in the winter, there was a lot more people exercising outside. I also think the growth of personal training studios, growth of Pilates studios, that the market is definitely becoming more segmented.